Hey there guys, welcome to Keith's Kitchen. Today we're going to make a soup which is perfect since fall just occurred a couple days ago. This soup is actually potato, leek, and garlic soup. It's dead simple to make. I had seen it many years ago, and I've kind of improvised over the years cooking this. So let's get to it. Okay, so this is how we're going to start this off. We're going to show you how to prepare leeks. Now, folks who have never done this before, one thing you can tell is leeks are in the ground, so they tend to accumulate some dirt sometimes. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a method to help clean that out. So just take off the green part. Normally I take it right where the white and the green meet. And then there's this exterior one layer of a sheath of leek that I typically take off. So I'll just pull this back here. Put that in there. So essentially what I'm going to do is hit it down the middle. And then I'm going to go, again, right in the middle there, so it's a crisscross. And then I'm just going to take cold water, and then see all the dirt in there? And this will help exude that mud and dirt that gets in there. Nobody wants to have dirt in their soup. Okay, seems like I got that out. So there you go, get most of that dirt out of there. So what we're going to do is chop this up. Always keep a good clean workspace. And I'm going to basically take the end part here, and I'll take it down the middle, go down the cross like that, and then I will flip it like this. I'm going to probably take that one out as it's a little raw. And I'm just going to essentially just do half moon cuts. Go ahead and put that leek in there, and you want to cook it, it's all uniform, so it cooks about the same time. And this leek has a very light oniony taste. It's aromatic and easily influenced chicken stock. It actually accentuates and pulls it out. So now we're going to go ahead and chop up a clove of garlic. If there's any brown parts in there, you can just simply take that off. And I'm going to show you real quick. I just mash it, take out the outer coating of that garlic, and I just kind of slice across and then mince it up and chop it up. So I'm going to use about 3 cloves of garlic here. And I already chopped some garlic up, but basically it's about 3 to 4 cloves of garlic that I'm putting in here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is get the potato, and I'm going to chop off the end. It's about a medium-ish sized potato. Now, I tend to like it uniform, so I'm going to cut it. So a little bit of waste here, but it's not going to be that bad. I'm going to cut it to make it more uniform and square. I'm going to get my peeler. And these peelers I find easier when you're doing volume peeling is just to grab it like this, and you just go ahead and peel that skin off. These peelers are great too if you want to peel zucchini, peel asparagus, and completely change the way it looks and actually even tastes to some degree. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and make it into cubes, similar to the size of the leek. Okay, so we've got basically 3 blocks, and I'm going to cut it down the middle. And then I'm going to cut it in cubes. About 1/2-inch cubes. Okay, go ahead and put that in there. So the next what we're going to do is get some garbanzo beans, and we're going to put about a third of the garbanzo beans in. And the balance of those garbanzo beans, instead of wasting them, you can actually just rinse them, put some olive oil, salt and pepper, and you can actually roast them, and they're crunchy like peanuts kind of. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and, this is a 12-ounce can, 15-ounce can of garbanzo beans. Go ahead and drain them out. Get all that liquid out. Probably don't want to look down there. And garbanzo bean adds a different texture to this soup. And at the end, I'm going to show you, you can make it, you can blend it, emulsify it, or you can keep it rustic without emulsifying, or you can do half and half. So today we'll probably do a half and half. So I'm going to go ahead and drain some of these out. That's about the amount of garbanzos. That's roughly about half of those garbanzo beans. So I'm going to set those aside, and we will get cooking. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get this soup going. So I've actually had this pan on the heat here. It's a little hot. Let that cool off. Anytime you have it really hot, you can actually just pull it off the heat, let it cool down. I have an egg technique that I show you. I put it on and off, on and off. So what I'm going to do is put some olive oil in here, and we're going to saute down the leeks. Maybe I put about tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and then drop these leeks in there. And I'm going to go ahead and season it with some salt. You can use a decent amount of salt. Vegetables tend to like a lot of salt. Helps to influence the in flavor a bit. And I'm going to go ahead and put in some black pepper. And I'm also going to put in some white pepper. I like the combination of black and white. Go ahead and give that a stir. And we're going to cook these for about 5 minutes. The leeks, you may or may not know, they're the family of the scallion family. Actually, leeks are like overgrown scallions that you would get, or green onions, as they're known. So now the leeks are starting to break down. I can feel they're already softening up. I'm going to go ahead and drop in the garlic in here. You never want to overcook garlic for particular recipes because it tends to get a nutty flavor, and then it tends to get burnt, and it can ruin a recipe. So I get that running. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of butter in there, probably about a tablespoon and a half, and that'll help pull out the sweetness in the scallions. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes, and we're now, as you can tell, they're starting to get translucent and soft. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the garbanzo beans. And then also I'm going to put in the potato. And this is going to add a little bit more body to it, or starch. And we will probably want to re-season this as well. You always kind of want to season as you go, cook along, because there's different depths of flavor that occur when you put salt and pepper in the vegetables, or whatever you're cooking actually. So we're going to go ahead and let this cook down for maybe 2 minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the chicken stock in. Okay, so we've rendered down the leeks. We have the potatoes and garbanzo beans in here. We've been sauteing them with the leeks for about approximately 2 to 3 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and put some chicken broth in there. And you can use water if you want it lighter. I like to have a little influence of chicken stock back there. You can also use chicken stock and water. It's really up to you. I'm going to go ahead and put this full 32 ounces of chicken stock. And as this cooks down, you can actually add more liquid if you want it looser, or you can omit that and keep it a little tighter so it'll get more thicker. And we'll go ahead and get this up to boil. And then we'll turn it down and simmer, and we'll let it simmer for approximately 10 minutes. Here's the secret sauce to this soup, and I actually keep these. So when you go and purchase Parmesan cheese, I like to buy it in a block. And then when you get to the very end core, the rind part of it, I actually will keep this for soups or stews, and this is really that unctuous, kind of that salty flavor that you get that soup requires typically. So I'm going to go ahead and just drop that in there and let that boil down. All right, so the soup's been simmering for about 10 minutes now. The potatoes are soft, and this is where I'm going to put a little bit of green sauce. You can omit this. I like a little tang in my soup, so I'm going to probably put a couple of pops of green sauce in there. Getting that stirred around. And then what I want to do is go ahead and fish out the Parmesan cheese rind. And we will find that here in a second. Let me find it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Go ahead and grab that out. And this is where you can keep it rustic and just keep it as is, how I had initially put it in there, or you can emulsify it fully and make it creamy, or you can do half and half. I actually like to do half and half, so it still has a little bit of chunky bits in there, but also has a little bit of smooth texture because of the garbanzo beans and the potato. That'll make it more creamier. So I went ahead and got my emulsion blender here. Let's go ahead and turn this off, drop that in, and I'm going to again just use about half of it. I'm going to blend up about half of this. So I'm going to go ahead and get that going right here. See now, yeah, it's getting a little blended up a little bit. And that looks about right. I'm going to keep it a little rustic. Okay. Give that a little stir. See, now you can tell it's a little bit of, it still has texture, but it also has a little bit more creaminess to it. So this is ready to serve. So let's take it over around my bowl here and get myself a ladle. Go ahead and pour that in here. And if you have like a baguette, toasted would be really good as a textural contrast to the soup. And to kind of finish this off, I like to get some Parmesan cheese. I'll go ahead and just shave that on top for extra creaminess and some salt. And then I will put a little bit of a cracked black pepper. And then finish it off with a little bit of olive oil. And there you go. Potato, leek, garbanzo bean soup, perfect for fall, perfect to share. Grab some bread and dig in.